Thank you, Chair. Appreciate the Minister being here today. And as the Minister has noted, that for 40 years, the OEB has protected consumers. Let's be clear, Chair, the OEB's primary job is to protect consumers. So Bill 165 is going to take the unprecedented step for the first time in that 40 years and overturn an independent decision of the regulator to protect gas consumers in this province. This bill will essentially force a $600 fee increase on existing Ontario gas customers to give a company with revenues last year of $43.69 billion and gross profits of $16.5 billion, whose CEO makes a paltry salary of $19 million, a subsidy of $2 billion. And so my question through you, Chair, to the Minister is, why should the people of Ontario who are gas customers in this province pay an extra $600 billion to heat their homes to subsidize a multi-billion-dollar oil and gas company?
No, I can appreciate the member from the Green Party and his question today. This is reverting back to the process that has been in place for 36 years to pay for natural gas infrastructure. This is nothing new. The decision that was made by the OEB in a split decision, again, was to go from 40 years amortization to zero. There's nothing pragmatic. There's nothing reasonable about this. We've been trying to take a very pragmatic approach to the energy transition. That's why we named the Electrification and Energy Transition Panel. There's work that has to happen, there's no question, and we've undertaken that work through the EETP, that panel that I referenced, and then the work that the ISO has done on the Pathways to Decarbonization report and the off-gas reports that they've sent me to eliminate or at least reduce the use of natural gas in our province. This is a very pragmatic way to approach this.
So, through you, Chair, to the Minister, do you agree that the OEB's purpose of the OEB is to protect consumers, yes or no?
I absolutely do, but they're not expected to step into energy policy.
So in the process of protecting consumers from seeing a $600 increase in their electricity bill, the OEB made a decision, and the Minister said it's a split decision, but even the dissenting voice said the amortization time should be cut in half because of the risk exposure that the people of Ontario face because they have stranded assets, of gas assets. So once again, I want to ask the Minister, through you, Chair, how the Minister can explain to gas customers across this province why the government's going to take the unprecedented step of overturning an independent decision and increase their gas bills by $600.
Because it's not the Ontario Energy Board's decision or prerogative to set natural gas policy or policy in that matter, and the OEB knows this, and the sector knows this. That's why we've been largely supported by stepping in here until the natural gas policy is set by our government. The Electrification and Energy Transition Panel, in its own report, has indicated to us that natural gas has to play a role in our system for many years to come, and so has the ISO, and the ISO was never consulted in this process.
Through you, Chair, to the Minister. Will the Minister say no to increasing gas prices for existing customers by $600?
1 minute.
I think it's really important for the member to understand that if we were to do, potentially, what the OEB has ruled on, it could create incredible challenges for our electricity system, something that wasn't considered in their decision. You know, it's unfathomable to me that by pushing folks to electrification or electricity heat pumps in a untimely fashion could create some challenges on our electricity grid, and that the ISO was never consulted in that process.
Yeah. You know, the Minister, Chair, has talked about choices for consumers. Well, what about having consumers have the choice of a heating system that will save them 13% of their heating
They
costs?
have that choice.
The Minister is saying no to that.
No, they have that choice, and I've said that throughout my presentation here this morning. If people want to choose to have an open-air heat pump at their home, they can do that. But people should also be able to choose to have natural gas in their communities. What this decision was ultimately going to do was going to eliminate that decision.
Thank you, Minister. The time is up.